Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So let's talk a little bit about anger. Lots of guys have anger issues. I know I've had them my whole life. Anger usually comes from a place of not getting what you want, not getting your way, not feeling heard. It's a natural emotion. So a lot of people kind of are misguided, in my personal opinion. I know they may want to argue with me on this, but you get a lot of people out there that want to get rid of anger completely, and they think that that's like a super high place to be, like that's where that Jesus is, that's where the Buddha is, that's where real serious gurus and these types, that they're up there with no anger. I don't believe that. I think that you can be a victim of anger, or you can learn to use it as fuel. One of the reasons why we get angry as creatures, as animals, is to motivate us. So it'll motivate you to action, especially if there's something dangerous or threatening that's going on. But a lot of us get angry all day long, not because we're being carjacked, or bullets are flying by us, or somebody's trying to hurt our family. That's not really happening to people all day, every day. Maybe that's happened to you once, but it's not happening to you every day. A lot of people have anger just as an undercurrent of their lives, like as if they leave the faucet on or the toilet's running. It's just one of these annoyances, just always there. You can fix it. But you don't have to run from it. You don't have to feel like you need to magically erase it, because I don't believe that's possible. We feel these emotions for a reason. The intensity of which you experience it, now that's up to you. And that is a host of issues of clutching to a certain aspect of childhood, of wanting to get your way. There's all kinds of little tidbits in there that are worth exploring. And in order to understand anger, it's good to think about these things when you get angry, to ask yourself, what is it that I want? And always like peeling an onion. You're always looking for the inside layer and get to the real heart. You have this conversation with yourself and just really understand, what is it that's making me angry? I try to get down to the root cause. And one of the reasons why I do that is to get all the way to the center and really figure it out, the exact issue, so I can verbalize it. It's not a mystery. I'm not just angry for no reason. I'm trying to figure out exactly why. Because that's then when you can be motivated to fix it. And when you use anger as your fuel, you can use anger for good, instead of projecting it on other people and using anger for evil. We know what using anger for evil is hurting other people. But it doesn't have to feel that way. Some people get angry and they can feel very scared of what they're capable of, and they'll want to go separate themselves from their family. And that may be a good thing for you, just to get some space, but you don't have to feel scared that you're going to hurt people if you know how to control your anger. That doesn't mean to stop it. It just means to use it as jet fuel, as rocket fuel, in order to propel yourself in a direction. So there's 3 different directions that you can do. It's a mind, body, and soul kind of thing. A lot of my videos are all about this mind, body, and soul lifestyle, and this is yet another one. But this is simply with anger. When you get angry and you have that energy, because when you get angry, you have an accelerated heart rate. Your blood is pumping to your brain, to all your extremities. Unless you got some weird medical problem, when you get angry, you're usually not falling asleep. You're pumped. Well, there's your fuel. There's the energy you need in order to pick from one of these 3 topics, from the mind, body, and soul. So for the mind, you can really just look at this as productivity. Do something productive. Here's your energy. You're lazy. You have a lot of work to do. You work your ass off, whatever job you got. So you work really hard, and I respect that. Work 2, 3 jobs. They got kid responsibilities, and they're usually tired. Well, now your body has energy, natural energy, and you can go and use that to do what? Go beat your kids and slap your wife around, end up in jail, or you can use that energy to go and be productive. You know what your list of productivity is. It could be anything from simple things to big things. If you're super angry, it may not be a good time to go and wait down in line at the DMV. That could be a frustrating experience in itself. So you may not want to go in there hot. You want to pick your battle, but you could go and clean out the garage. Go and pick you got a man cave. Go and organize some of the stuff you have. You got a list, I know you do, of things that you've been wanting to do, but you're too lazy or too busy to get done. Get those things done. Get some of them done. Get on that list. That'll really help you to, kind of flush that toilet, so to speak, metaphorically. It'll help you to clear out that clutter, to give you some breathing room, to not feel like there's so much of a weight on top of you. You will feel like you're on top of things instead of things on top of you. You want to empower yourself. So that's what that does. So use that energy to go and get busy, get in action. Pull out your list. If you write one, if you got one in your head of all those things that you know what you need to do. We all have these lists of things that we're avoiding. Get busy on one of those things. So if you have anger issues, you should be one productive person. You should be able to be on top of everything. You have no excuse. You got the energy. That's what that energy is for. That's what biologically why you get angry is to get busy, to handle things. Well, we used to say that in the streets. People would start complaining. They get all angry and they want to bitch. We tell them, get busy. Go handle your business. And that would be kind of a way to shut down a conversation because you don't need to hear another grown man whine and complain about stuff, but it also is advice. Go and handle it. Go and do it. That's what a boss does. A boss handles business, so go and handle it. Now you have the energy, or you can sit there and whine like a little girl, like a little bitch, so that's rather extreme, but that's the idea. So go and get productive. That's the first thing. The other aspect of it is body, and that's more directed. Physically, you have the energy. Your blood's pumping. You're angry. You're, God damn it, you're in the moment of it. You're hot. You're red. You're just like, ugh. Use that to get in shape. You don't need much room. Go ask these prisoners. Go ask people, who are living in close quarters. Guys who have done a lot of years in the military. They can drop and do push-ups. They can work out on their bunk. They don't need a Gold's Gym membership or Planet Fitness or LA Fitness or one of these things. They don't need that. It's great if you have that. And you live close by. You have the time. Go to the gym. That'd be great. Sometimes you may be too angry to drive across town and to deal with people. So you can do this in your living room, in your bedroom, in your backyard, wherever, in your garage, and do some push-ups. Do 100 push-ups. You can do them in a row. Do them in 4 sets of 25, whatever. Do some squats. You don't need weights for these things. You're sitting up and standing, sitting up and standing, sitting down and standing up from your couch all the time anyways. Most people are lazy. You're doing half a squat right there. You could do that 100 times. This gets your blood pumping. Your blood is already going. So this will just get some of that out. People talk about when they get angry, you can go take a walk. You can go run around the block. There's all kinds of things you can do. You know what kind of exercise that you can do, and there's all kinds of videos on YouTube of just various forms of exercise that don't involve weights, body weight exercises, cardio exercises. You don't have to, if you're in a quarantine area, you live in New York City and you don't really have the ability to go cruising around, or you're in San Francisco, do that in your apartment. I don't care how small it is. So if you're having anger issues like a lot of guys do, you have no reason to be out of shape. If you have serious anger issues, you should be buff, you should be ripped, you should be able to show a six-pack. Why? Because you're angry all the time. You have an opportunity all the time bust out some more push-ups, do another 100. You'll feel better afterwards. So it's just another tactic along with the first one of being productive to get busy with your body. And the third one, mind, body, and soul. The soul is creativity. That's how we build our soul, is through creativity. So if you have anger issues and you're angry and you have a lot of anger, you just got really angry, and you need a way to get rid of it, you need a way to release it, you can use that energy, use it as fuel, use it as jet fuel to blast off into a creative thing that you do. You like to write, you like to paint, whatever you like to do that's creative. You're like be a sculptor. You can think of all kinds of creative stuff that people do. There's a ton of, if you can't think of creative things, Google it. There's lists of 100 creative things to do. I mean, I've looked at these lists. They can be helpful if you can't think of something. And you'll find that there's more than one thing on that list, even if it's a silly list, that you're like, oh, I could do that. I could do that right now. We all have our little creative hobbies. You may not have time for it. But when you're angry, what's your choice? Go and abuse yourself, get drunk, beat somebody up, end up in jail, go punch the wall, hurt yourself and cost a bunch of money to whatever. If it's your own wall, you're stupid. If it's somebody else's wall, they're going to sue you and kick your ass. It's not good. You can't think of a useful way to use that energy. There's no useful way to do it. You can't justify it. You can't argue against this. So use that energy as fuel to go flying into, you like to paint? I'm not a painter, but if you like to paint, go in there and paint your ass off, paint furiously, go crazy with that shit. You'll be surprised what you'll come up with. You like to write? I like to write books. For me, it's a great release. I can get some of the best writing done when I am just kind of hot and bothered and agitated about some stuff that's going on in my life. Just go into my office and I'll just be in one of my badass moods. Back in the old days when I would get in those moods, people have to watch out. People scatter like water bugs because I could be self-destructive. I could be destructive to other people. Now I can just go in my office and write and finish on one of these books that I'm writing. And it's beautiful. It's great. After I'm done, I feel relieved. I feel so much better. There's all kinds of artists out there. Musicians, it's another one. If you play guitar, this is the perfect time. Jimi Hendrix used to have a very frustrating lifestyle growing up, and he would lock himself in the bathroom for hours at a time, 4, 5, 6 hours at a time, just to get away from everybody and to have his own little space. And he would be in there playing his guitar, just getting his fingers bloody playing it, just going crazy with it. And I mean, look where it got him, So you have opportunities. If you have anger issues out there and you're one of these angry people all the time, stomping around, and you're really angry, you should be able to be the most creative person. You should have a mountain of masterpiece paintings ready to go in the museum. You have no reason not to, or whatever it is, your creative outlet, whatever it is that you like to do that's creative. It's a great way to calm down and to channel that energy. And like I said, none of this is getting rid of anger. You're not running from it. You're not using some magic Harry Potter trick, some weird Buddhist stuff that you don't know about, but you're going to try and meditate and see if you can figure out how to not talk anymore and realize it's impossible and give up like so many do. You can use that energy to help you. Use it as fuel to your fire. And, fire can be a good thing as long as you're not burning yourself with it or hurting the people you love. So I think you get the point. You can use your anger in those 3 areas, mind, body, and soul, and direct yourself and become a master of your own emotions. Thanks for watching.